Alright, so that's a little background on what's going on with the general fretboard here. It's long enough to cover all instances of the magic circle. So we go magic circle C, G, D, A, E, C. Back to C again. Okay, it's C, G, D, A, E, C. Goes all the way around the magic circle. And I made it that long on purpose. I had to piece it, repiece it back together from a partial. It's keeping all of these nice colored numbers down here because these are modes, believe it or not. These are modes. The third is the C shape, but if you start on that 3, that becomes the Phrygian third mode if you do a diatonic from there. Okay, and you just follow it up. Okay, now is that an E-shaped E minor third there? I believe it is. I hope so. I hope so. But the next shape up from C would be the A shape, right? Then that E minor, okay, which is the third, which is the Phrygian, is going to be 2 shapes up from that A. A goes to C. It's going to be a D minor shaped E minor there on that D shape. So it's going to be this guy. Right? So if you started on that E, it would be from here. Now that's just a little off the chart talk. And I did say yesterday that I have to make my discussion fit the chart, not start talking about things off the chart that another chart would, it would take me time. I'd have to pause it, bring the chart up, and I don't have that kind of time today because my wife's just out for about an hour and a half. When she comes in, you know, I don't want to be focusing on teaching. So it's behoove us to move along. So we've got the middle fretboard, which is normal tuning, and it covers the entire magic circle. Not only that, it covers the caged instances of that magic circle. See how the whole thing starts again from A, and this is an octave in between. Here's an octave in between, but it starts again. A, E to C to G to D, A, E to C to G to D, that kind of thing, to D, to Da. So this is a very important thing right here. All right, we'll try to draw it. Now let's make sure we get a good color on this. You know, maybe orange or something. You know, something to really, and to make it thick. We'll make it a little thicker. This keyboard is important. Very important. Because its length covers the entire magic circle. So it covers every instance of what we need to discuss here today. And many other days too. I started it on E, so this would be like a big long electric guitar. And like I say, I think we counted these as 28 frets, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so let's have a little chat here. We got a lot of stuff on this chart here, right? We want to learn guitar. That's all I ever wanted to learn. And I don't know why I didn't have proper training I had training with a trumpet. I'm looking at it up there. It's full of dust, and I don't want to mess with it. I don't want to alarm the neighbors or charge or do some kind of bugle call or play, um, the Polish national anthem or something. I had to learn all these things because they teach you different. People don't look at the Star Spangled Banner as music. They don't say, hey, what's going on with that music? But any song that was ever written is always employing musical advancements or compromises even. You know, the person who wrote the music to the Star Spangled Banner certainly wasn't completely satisfied with it, right? It was something tried and true that he said, okay, well, I'm going to draw a line between what I know and the song is going to be right here. But I know more than that. I could do more than this, but we're going to do it to keep it simple. This is what I know for sure. And he wrote the song and then put words to it. I'm not a poet, okay? I mean, I've written poems, but I'm not a poet. And I mean, I grew up. My grandfather was a publisher for a famous company, and famous. So all my engineering books were from grandfather's company, right? He was vice president. He wasn't president. So we had a lot of poetry around. We had a lot of books around the house, and that's what makes a song as much as anything is the feeling of the singer and the words, and the music. So where was I going with this? Okay, I just had to backtrack there. So when I took trumpet lessons, I had to learn these songs like the Russian national anthem, the Polish national anthem. They didn't have me play the Star Spangled because I think it was an advanced topic at that time. So I played these things and on the horn and all that, and I went to play them again a few years back, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I reordered all my old books and started playing these things and realized I'm playing this or that or the other thing, but when I was a kid, I just looked at it as music, and wow, that was meaningful to me that they had taught me those things from the get-go. So I'm not too happy about that now, right? um, so anyway, let's look at this. So I always wanted to learn. I learned trumpet. Okay, I learned how to read music, and but I've always wanted to play guitar. I never could play it. I never had lessons. So I never had piano lessons either. So, but I taught myself how to play piano. Okay, I learned that myself from a songbook. So let's look at this chart and realize that if I don't get to these things, it's just going to be a lot of chart and no fun. So it's important. We're back to square one here. The S2L building block I put in black. Those are not accidentals. You'll never see two accidentals next to each other. There's always a white key in between in the normal fretboard up here. You'll always have a white key in between. You can see them a fourth away from one another, like B flat and E flat and A flat are fourths away from each other. But I did that so that we could recognize, I could recognize, and therefore teach this is an S2L, and the S3S or S3L is going to be in white.